I recommend establishing a risk scale similar to the Richter scale of earthquakes, where you assess how risky is an earthquake, where 0 for interstellar objects would be a comet. If you can see a beautiful cometary tail with a plume of gas and dust, then you give it a 0 chance of it being technological. But if you do see that it maneuvers, that it has propulsion, for example, or artificial lights or any other signature of technology, then it might get a 10 on that scale. And what this organization needs to do is, have, well, first of all, comet experts that can tell us about whether it's a comet or not, and then policymakers that would decide how to respond if there is a threat or a visitor. You never know what the intent is, and even if it looks friendly, it might be a Trojan horse. You never know.
Right.
And then, of course, there should be also psychologists that will advise how to deliver the message to the public, because you don't want panic. People would realize the government cannot protect them against a threat from the sky. So all of this needs to be attended to, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's incredible. Has this object shown any change in speed or course correction?
Well, it's too early. If it's the fundamental question is whether it's a comet like a previous interstellar object that was called Borisov, the previous one. If it's a comet and it looks like it's made of the same materials as Borisov, the previous comet was, it's probably natural. And in that case, it will also do some course corrections because of the rocket effect. The evaporation of the object will give it a push, just like a rocket. But in fact, your question is excellent because I would like actually to analyze the data we have on its position versus time. The thing is, it was discovered just less than a month ago, and we don't have a lot of data, but we can start to see whether it deviates from a trajectory that is dictated just by gravity.
Right. Is Galileo involved in some of the observations and tracking of this?
No, so currently within the Galileo Project, we are assembling 2 new observatories, one in Pennsylvania and the other one in Nevada. And the one scenario that these observatories can give us useful information on is whether, for example, 3I Atlas, if it's not a comet, whether it was a mothership that released some probes that may arrive at Earth. So the Galileo observatories are monitoring objects within the Earth's atmosphere. And if we see new activity that was not there before of outliers, objects that we cannot understand, that would be a very interesting coincidence. This 3I Atlas will come closest to the sun on October 29th. And I got a text message from a fan that read my writings, and he said that he's trading options against the volatility of the stock market with an expiration date of the 29th of October, hoping to make some money out of this.
Smart move, stock options.
Well, it's a smart move, but the question is whether money will mean anything if we have a visit,
Right. That's true. What's interesting, this could be an artificial object that has been on this trajectory for quite some time, maybe collecting data through multiple galaxies, even who knows. But if we go to intercept with Juno and this thing then makes some type of a course correction or shows some type of a anomalous activity, I wonder if they're going to let us know what happened, if it's going to really get back to the general public.
Don't worry. I mean, science is very different than what you're familiar with in government, in the sense that in government, a lot of the data is classified because of implications for national security. Anything to do with a spacecraft, far from Earth, has nothing to do with national security. I mean, it may have to do with security, international security, because, if aliens visit us, they won't care less about how we split the territories on this planet. It would be something to deal with for all humans. And my hope is it will bring humans together for that reason, because we are all in the same boat.
So true. I mean, right now, if this is an alien craft with aliens, or even a monitoring device or a probe type of a system where they're detecting and collecting information, and they pass by Earth and they see that we learn how to split the atom, and that we've got, I don't know, 30,000 nuclear bombs pointed at ourselves while we're still on the surface.
Yeah. That's exactly so the reason I wrote this paper is it was inspired by the dark forest hypothesis. As you know, this is one of the solutions to Enrico Fermi's paradox. Where is everybody? In terms of, he was wondering about the extraterrestrials. And one solution is that they are all around, but they're very silent, as if they were in a dark forest, because they're worried about predators. They were bruised in previous encounters. And so they are looking around, and, you know, we carelessly just transmit broadcast radio signals and all kinds of other signals. And once they realize that we are developing technologically and it could pose a threat to them, they might visit us. If you consider 3I Atlas at its speed of about 60 kilometers per second into the solar system, it would have taken it about 8,000 years to arrive from the outskirts of the Oort cloud. You know, that's at 100,000 times the Earth-Sun separation. So from the boundary of the solar system to arrive to Earth would take it 8,000 years. That's when we started to document human history, you know, 8,000 years ago.